Welcome to Python Dataframe hands-on session. In today's session, we'll look into how to create Dataframe objects, perform basic operations, do column-based operations as well as row-based operation, and different ways of conditional filtering. We'll also look into util functions like apply and group by. The pandas library has all the Dataframe functionalities. So for before starting any code, we have to import pandas, and from pandas we have to import data frame. So execute this import statement. In pandas, there are functions to read different types formats of file. I have created a file which has following data: first name, last name, date of birth, height, weight, as house. So I can directly read it using this pd.read.csv, give the file name. Since I'm within the same working directory, that's why I don't have to give the full path. Else you have to give the full path. So let's execute this. If I print the value, it will give in the tabular format the data. So let's see the different functions available to summary and identify the structure of the data. Data frame has describe function, which will give you the mean, median, standard deviation, percentile, quadrantile of all the numerical values. Since here I think only two columns have numerical data, it will print out value for only those two things. Next, .d types. .d types will give you the data type for each column. So if you see first name, last name, everything except the height and weight is object. If you use info, it will give you the more further detailed things saying like how many columns are there and how many values are there for each column and what is the data type and how much memory is used. You can also print the column names by using dot columns. It will print out all the column names of the data frame. To fetch a particular column, you have to give the data frame name within square braces, column name, or even you can give the list of column names if you want multiple values to be picked up. So here I've used single column name, so it will give me the values of first name. To add a new column, give the data frame name within the square braces, add the new column name, and you can also assign default values. So here I've used only single value. That means it will assign default all the rows with the same value. Let's see. The same way I can create also give multiple values for different rows. So I've used a list for it. It will change values. Let's see how to add a new row. So new row can be added. One of the way of adding new row is this, where I will define dot low is nothing but it will give you have to give the row ID, row index, and in as a list all the row values. So it will add a new row. So here I've used np.nan, that denotes I'm adding a nan value for one of the column. Next we'll look into how to filter out or write any filter condition. So within square braces I can define saying wherever the height has value greater than 170, fetch those rows. So execute this. So this will give me only greater than 170. So row number 3. Similarly, I can also, here we have added only one condition. We can have multiple condition by adding within square braces separated by a or and condition depend upon whatever is the rule. So here let us execute. So we are filtering out height where height is equal to 151 or weight is greater than 50. So let's see how many rows satisfy this condition. So we have 2 rows, row number 2 and row number 4 satisfying this condition. So next let's see how to filter out a particular row index and a column index value. So treat it as a matrix. So we all are familiar with matrix indexing. So this also works the same way. So here if I want to extract by index ID, I have to use this ilook command. Within that, within the square braces, the first is the row ID, second is the column ID. So Joan. So Joan is the third row, first column. Sorry, fourth row, first column. Yeah. Similarly, I can also assign a value. So what I'm doing is for the fourth row, second column, I'm assigning a NaN. So this value will be nullified. So let's see one more filtering condition. Mostly we will use this in the data, frequently use this in data cleanup. So since the data which we receive may not have been or frequently has empty values or null values. So as a task of data cleaning, we have to either remove those or substitute those values. So for that we have to filter the null values. So this command comes in handy where within square braces I'm putting a condition is null in any index. So along the row, these two rows, row number 4 and 5 has null values. So it has listed down both the rows. Okay. Next, we will see how to delete a column. We can use del and give the data frame and the column value. See, the age column has been deleted. Next, we will see how to drop an NaN value. So this command comes in handy where it will drop any row which has NaN value. So it had two rows had NaN, so those 2 rows got deleted. So we have seen a lot of cleanup and filtering commands. So let's now see how to convert a column value to a date. So we have seen though this value was a date, it was not literally converted to a date value by default. So we have to use pd.doDate to convert any date object. So once we do that, you can see the data type has been changed to date and time. Okay. Next, we will look into some grouping command. So if we want to identify or to know how many counts of each categories are there within a column, so we can use this dot value counts for any column. So this will give you has 2 unique values, yes or no. So there are 3 yes and 2 no's. Okay. Next summary useful command is this group by operation. So we can, if you're familiar with SQL kind of a programming, There we would use group by commands. The same logic works here also. So we just say group by which column, and whole data will be grouped by the unique values of has house, and mean is found out. So let's see, execute the function. So let's see, since it is a mean, I think it is appropriate only for height and weight, because both are int values. So has house no has an average height of 164 and average weight of 73.5, and yes values have an average height of 162 and weight of 163.3. Next, we will see how to create dummy variables. The purpose of it we will see in the modeling exercises, but just right now you can understand there is this pandas provides this function by which you can create, let's say, for any values, any column which has unique text values. If I want to convert or vectorize it, that is, for you each unique value I have to assign a numerical value, like has house value has yes or no. So I want to assign 0 to no and 1 to yes. Then this function comes in handy, where it will create new column, say has house no 0 1 1 1, has house yes 1 1. So wherever it is yes, it will have 1. Here wherever it is no, it will have 1. So next we will look into the apply function. So apply function is useful when we want to apply a function to all values within a column. So here I want to apply to first name column values length. So it will give me print the value of length of first name for all values. So we have seen some important functionality which are most frequently used. For list of all functions available in Dataframe, please visit this website. That will give you a comprehensive list. Thank you.